There can be only one podcast, and may it be the Prince of the Universe. Hi, folks, I'm Matt, and here we are on the eve of Halloween. It's actually Reformation Day. I used to celebrate Reformation Day all the time as a kid. That was fun. Celebrate the Christians' bold decision to break away from the Catholic Church. They had gone astray and was not following the Word of God. So, good stuff. Didn't want to get all religious on you. I'll stop right there. But it was a fun day to celebrate. So much fun. Growing up, that's what we did. Was never a big Halloween fan. I kind of crap on Halloween every year. I thought, why not do it this year as well? I think I've told a lot of my stories here about why I don't like Halloween. It's the least favorite holiday by far. I despise the holiday, actually. I hate everything about it. Not because goblins and ghouls and witches and whatnot. I don't mind that and stuff, but the thing is, it's just a dumb. Here's the thing: it's a dumb holiday. I didn't grow up doing trick or treat. I didn't. This was actually Bruce and I's second podcast. Are going to be on Halloween, talking about his Halloween memories, and mine are very different. But I have some other stuff I want to. I thought about talking about here, but anyway. I don't like Halloween. Never have. I didn't grow up doing it. My mom and dad did, but they didn't let us do it because Dad they didn't like the symbolism of goblins and ghouls and stuff like that. Those parents. Now they don't care. The grandkids do it. They don't care. My mom dresses up. They welcome trick or treaters with tons of candy. So they've kind of gotten over it since then. But we grew up not believing in Santa because my dad didn't want to lie to us about Santa, which I get. I didn't want to do that either, but my wife wanted to do Santa with the kids. And I didn't want to. I don't care about Halloween because of this too. And I just dressing up. Dressing up. Yeah, that's fun, but not for Halloween. Not to go. I don't like parties where I'm just gonna be uncomfortable the whole time. I don't know. We don't do that many Halloween parties either. My sister-in-law used to throw them together, but now if she does, we're never invited anymore. I hear her house is like a Halloween house. It's really cool, but I rarely see them at all. And but I just growing up just never liked it. I think my first trick or treat, I think I told people this, was at Disney World. Me and my wife went to Disney World during Halloween, and I was bored. She was shopping, and so I was walking around, had this big giant clothes bag, and someone threw candy in there. And then I went back around because I was just bored, and she went, "Here, you want some candy?" I said, "Oh, I got some." She went, "Oh, no, you can have some more." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she put another handful in there. And then, like the Grinch, I had an awful, wonderfully idea. I asked my wife how long she'd be in that store. She went, "Well, probably for a while. Why?" I was like, "Well, here, take the shirt out, put it in your bag. I'm gonna fill up this big, huge bag and fill it full of candy." And boy, howdy, for the next 2 hours, I just walked around. I must have walked around Magic Kingdom like seven or eight times. And I filled that bag to the brim. We weighed it on a scale, and it was just shy of 20. My wife said it was over 20 pounds. I remember thinking it was right under 20 pounds, but she told me it was over 20 pounds worth, and I can't remember. Maybe it's just barely over 20 pounds. I don't think it was more than that. But, it was a lot of candy. There's a lot of smushed candy at the bottom of that thing, too. But, so much candy. That was my first trick-or-treating experience. That was fun. My first Halloween party, I've talked about this. My friend Heather took me. She dressed up as the sexy devil, and I was just an angel in a white rope, and a halo and wings, which I kept for years. I just recently, I think when we moved into my new house here, I finally threw them away because the wings were damaged so bad. Because they've been in a closet, just a bunch of stuff has piled up on them. But I kept those wings forever because that was really kind of her. Because I was just going to wear my white graduation robe and go as an angel, and she thought it was funny. But she went and bought me some nice rope for a belt, and she made me a little halo out of wire, and I don't know what it was, and then bought me angel wings, which I thought was really nice. She was very kind. And took me to the party that's exclusive. I think I've told the story before, but a long time ago in our town, years ago, over 100 years ago, they named the streets by the letters in the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Well, then a few years later, they say, hey, you can rename your street now. And they let everyone who lived on A Street rename their street. Well, the people of K Street, with just the letter K, decided they didn't want to change their name. They liked the letter K as their street. And so there's a street called K Street for that reason today. And the people of K Street are a little snobby. And they have their own Christmas and Halloween parties. I think New Year's parties too. I don't know. But anyone who lives on that street is invited to come to the party. And they do a Halloween party. I didn't know about this until Heather took me to the special exclusive. You had to show your ID to show you lived on K Street to get in. It's free food and drink and whatnot. I mean, it's a big party. And that you could do a +1 if you were single. And so Heather was single, living on K Street with her parents, and I was her +1. So they allowed that. I don't know if they still do it today. I know that my uncle, when he moved to K Street, he told me he did receive invitations in the mail to a Halloween party and a Christmas party. He said he didn't know about all the other ones, but he just ignored them. He didn't go. But he moved on K Street, and he got the invitations too. So a few years, this is like 8 years ago, they were still doing it. I haven't asked them today if they still do it. But, if they kept the tradition this long, goodness gracious. So, and it's not really a rich people's street too. This used to be the rich people's neighborhood back in the 40s, probably, but not anymore. Its glory days are past. It's like beautiful old houses and then trashy places too. Like the house, me and my wife looked at living it's called the Garden District here, and we looked at living at one house. It's beautiful, but it's surrounded by just garbage houses. And in fact, the realtor said, "Wait, you want a house on the street's called Stubbs?" And she went, ugh, because only ugly, there's a lot of beat down, old, rundown, dilapidated buildings on there. But then when she got to the address, she went, "Oh my gosh, this is really nice." I went, "Yeah, it's a really nice one." It was rebuilt in 1996. The original house burned to the ground. The doctor built it back up bigger and better than before. And I still, would love that house, but it was owned by a crazy woman at the time. We didn't know that. And later on, after meeting her, we found that out. And she was just insane. But what we didn't know is it wasn't her house. It was her ex-husband's house. And her ex-husband kicked her out like about a month after we moved into our house and accepted my offer. Even offered to fix everything too and to accept my offer, which would have been great, but we already got the house we wanted, so we were good. Yeah, it would have been nice to live in that house, I won't lie, because I helped build a little bit of it, but it's okay. I'm happy with the house we're at. I'm happy with the life we are. No regrets. No regrets. This is going to be a thing about no regrets here. But Halloween. Yeah, so not many good memories. Me and my wife threw 2 Halloween parties, if I recall, because she's a big Halloween fan. Halloween is our close second. Christmas is the ultimate number one. Nothing will ever beat Christmas season, but Halloween is a good second place. It's a respectable second for the missus. And we threw 2 parties here, well, not here, but at the old house, where we decorated the whole room. Like, for instance, the dining room, Dexter was big back then, and we decorated the entire dining room. I wrapped it in the wrapping paper, that thick sheets of clear plastic paper. I mean, the walls, the ceiling, the floor, everything. I mean, from top to bottom. We left the doorways to the kitchen and the dining room or living room open, but everything else was covered. And in fact, no, I made cutout flaps they could walk through. I didn't even make opening holes. I made cutout flaps. I mean, I covered the whole thing. I can't believe I did that. I'd never do something like that today. It'd be too much. Oh, I can't imagine doing that now. But we got a mannequin. We saran wrapped the mannequin to the dining room table, and that's where we had all the food there, and painted a little cut on his cheek, just like Dexter did all his villains. I went as it was lame costumes. I went as Dexter. She was Deb. But, we went in regular clothes, really. But the thing was, and we had fake, little IDs that said Dex and Deb. And but the thing was, the room we decorated was really nice. And then I really enjoyed that. For the next time, I don't know why we did this, but because I never like to decorate like that. But we went all out and decorated our den the next Halloween, and it was all in trash bags. We just ripped open trash bags and threw them up, ceiling, floor, everything. Everything was walls. Everything was covered. And we left an opening for, of course, the living room and the hallway. But it was Freddy Krueger's nightmare. My wife dressed up as Freddy Krueger, and she'd welcome people in, say, "Welcome to my nightmare." And the whole living room, everything would be garbage bags. Everything was super dark. We had blue lights lighting it up. We had red construction paper behind some of the walls, and so we tore into the garbage bags so you could see the red. It looked like blood or whatnot. And again, something I would never do today. Never. I would never dress up an entire room like that. But we decorated the entire room. And if I recall, no, we've had a third Halloween party now. Dang. Or maybe I went. No. Yeah, I was a victim. I was a victim of Freddy Krueger then. And then we had a third one, and we didn't decorate anything because I said we thought about it last minute because everyone said, "Are you guys having another Halloween party?" My wife loved being the Halloween party house. I was like, "No, we're not." I said, "But you know what? Let's do one." It was 2013. It was right before. I mean, the day before I found out that Lucas had sold Disney. And so I dressed up in my Jedi Knight robes with Mickey Mouse ears as a joke. The last time I would laugh about Disney owning Star Wars. But anyway, so those were the parties we had, and those were fun, and we eventually stopped it. We eventually stopped them because there were other parties to be had, and then we had kids, and we don't do parties at all. We go trick-or-treating with them, and trick-or-treating last year was so terrible. I've spoken about this, I think, but it was like horrible. The kids were falling asleep by 7 o'clock because it was dark. Everyone was tired, worn out, but my wife still wanted to keep going to go to this next house because she heard a rumor that they were doing big candy here, and big candy and everything was coming up bust. Everything was closed, or they were closed for the night, or done, or there wasn't a big candy hit. It was all fake, and so. And I just hated it. I was tired too. I wanted to go home. I'd been at work that day, I think, and I was just tired and pissed off. The last time I ever wore a costume, the costume was like 3 sizes too small. It was so tight. I took the top off, and then I took the bottoms off too. I was wearing clothes underneath, but it was just horrible. It was horrible. And I don't think I'll ever dress up again, unless I really want to for Halloween. I just don't I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy the holiday. I hate everything about it. But I mean, the babies were really, really little. My aunt was giving away full-size candy. She still does this today. She gives away full-size candy bars. Full-size candy. She buys several candy because she wants candy, and she lets everyone know that she is giving away full-size candy bars. But yet, her house is on a road behind a high school where no one really knows there's houses there. There's like 4 or 5 houses behind this high school, and it's in this little itty-bitty cul-de-sac, and no one around her celebrates Halloween. But she wants to have trick-or-treaters. And even though she spreads the rumor that she has full-size candy bars, no one goes by because no one knows where that street is, or they GPS it, and they don't know her house because she doesn't decorate. She doesn't decorate for Christmas or Halloween. She celebrates them, but she figured it, and I get this, it's not worth setting up, taking all the time to set up the tree and everything. So she stopped decorating for Christmas and Halloween, and I said, well, that's why you just have your porch light on. No one knows if you're doing Halloween, but at least put a Happy Halloween sign up. So she said she may do that this year. Yeah, I don't know if she will or not, but she said that's a good idea. I'll do a Happy Halloween sign. I can do that, she said. But she does not decorate for any holiday around her house. Just because, she celebrates them, but she doesn't decorate because decorating is not her anymore. She doesn't want to waste time doing it. I get that. I know a family who decorates the week of Christmas. They decorate their Christmas tree. That's when they put it together. That's insane to think about. That's a little too late for me. I mean, the latest, if it was up to me, the latest I would, when I get perturbed that my tree wasn't up, December 1st. I think December 1st. I mean, yeah, it's up, by the way, it's up the day after Thanksgiving. Good Black Friday, we're setting up everything, and then anything else on that Saturday. We're setting up everything Black Friday. It's a big to do. We have everything out, start decorating, so that when kids come downstairs, boom, there it is. Everything's out. Now, my little ones, they're really going to love that this year as we're decorating, because they don't remember the first year, but this year they'll definitely remember it, and I can't wait to see their eyes go buggy when they see the Christmas tree. But either way, though, Halloween though, awful. I mean, seriously, and it's so weird because Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. That's next. I really get excited. I mean, All Saints Day, bring it. I'm so excited because it's the month of November, and I know that Thanksgiving is just a few weeks away, and I'm so happy because then it's kickoff to the Christmas season, which is lovely as well. Second favorite, close second. I'll be honest, Christmas has climbed up the rankings. Usually it's Thanksgiving number 1, Christmas in its place at number 2, but now it's Christmas a close number 2. But I still love Thanksgiving. It's still me and my brother. My brother told me last year it's still his favorite holiday too. I didn't think it was. I thought he was more of a Christmas guy too, but he told me no. I'm still with you. I agree. I think Thanksgiving is just a great holiday. I love it. So it's the one that we get. I seriously get the most excited for it. I do than anything. Christmas can come, and I don't count down the days till Christmas. I don't count down the days of Christmas. But Thanksgiving, yeah, I'm super excited about that. But anyway, when I run through these podcasts, because Bruce and I were going to share our thoughts, I make sure that I have 15 minutes and that he'll probably get 15 minutes, or that goes for 30 minutes, because that's the kind of desired time I want. But what some of you don't know is I push my kids around every night, because, I'm watching the kids, and kids like to go outside, so I push them around the stroller. The weather is beautiful here in Louisiana. It's like, high 70s in the day, low 70s, high 60s at night. It's just great. It's perfect weather now. It's going to be in the 80s a little bit next week, I think, but that's it. After that, or maybe this. No. As the time of this podcast, last week would have been the 80s, and now it's 70s from here on out. So it's really nice weather right now. So it's perfect time to take the kids out. I take them out for walks all the time. Everyone loves it, and get some fresh air. And I practice what I'm going to say sometimes. In my head, I practice how the podcast will go. So when Bruce is talking, I'll say, well, I'll tell this story. I'll probably tell this story. What would I say? I'll say something like this, And I'll also time it to make sure I got my time on. Well, I went off on a tangent on some, and it was when I was talking about Heather and going to the party and everything. Because then I started thinking about hookups. And this is why the title of this podcast is called Halloween Hookup, because I went off on a tangent. I went, no, I won't do that because I want Bruce to speak. Well, Bruce didn't come. Okay, so now I'm going to go off on this tangent here. I was single for a very long time. And single people, or if you've been single in the past, you know that everyone tries to hook you up with someone. Or there's that one person, that girl that really likes you. She's dating your friend or whatnot, or married to your brother or whoever. But she really likes you, and she wants to find you someone. And she's trying to hook you up with someone. She's trying to be matchmaker, right? And I hated that. It felt like, oh, you know what? You can't find anyone, so let me find someone for you. You're so pathetic, Matt. Let me find someone for you. And so I outright rage when anyone tried to hook me up with someone. It made me I double down and not want to hook up with them. As the last person I wanted to talk to is what I decided. But, and Heather never really did that. She did guard me against two people. She told two girls that she's like, well, you're Matt, you're not the type of girl that Matt would go after. In fact, Matt can get a whole lot better than you. I don't know how she said it, but she told both of these girls, because they both told me this once. They said, yeah, I had the big crush on you, but Heather told me, that you're just, much too good of a guy for me, and I agree with it. I can see what she's meaning by that. And they both tell me this. I was like, wait, what? Now, one was just crazy. I mean, she was insane. She showed up the first time I ever met her. I can't remember what happened, but she showed up to my. Oh no, she was. Oh wait, I don't know if I can tell the whole story now. I just realized it involves someone that is on one of my other podcasts. But she was coming to see an ex-boyfriend. And she thought he was going to be at my party, which I think he was, but he was with his other girlfriend. And I don't know what happened because there were so many people at the New Year's party I didn't even see. But I remember when she came in, she went, "What's up? This party?" And everyone was like, "Matt, who's that girl?" I was like, I have no idea. People would come into my New Year's parties. I would not know who they were and didn't care. But then later on, she came back, I remember, and sat down and was crying because it wasn't working out with she was hoping to get back with this guy. It wasn't working out. And was just giving me TMI, man, because I don't care about people's, relate in the kindest sense. People like that, I don't even know you. You came to my party. Yes, I met you, but I don't know you. But now you wanted to spill your life story to me. And she was a little crazy, and I kind of figured that out very quickly. But later on, she had told me that Heather said, "Yeah, I wanted to kind of hook up with you," but then Heather said, "Oh no, you're not the girl for him. He can get a lot better." And I can see what she means by that. And I was like, "Well, okay." And I guess she was thinking that I would say, "No, I would hook up with you." "No, I wouldn't, because you're nuts." She was nuts. I don't know if she's still nuts. I see her every blue moon. I saw her not too long ago. And she has kids now. Maybe she's kind of calmed down. I don't know. I'm not going to take that risk and start striking up a friendship with her because she was crazy. For a short time, she did tell people we were together, but everyone laughed because at the time we were working on a show at the theater, and that time we were together, that she says we were together, she was dating someone else, and everyone knew that. Everyone knew, and she would talk about how she was dating this, I don't know, cameraman from the TV, news station, but she was saying that. And then she, cheated on him with someone in the show. And we all knew that because that guy was married. And his wife was in the show. Ooh, it made for some awkwardness, let me tell you, because they found out the last weekend. And so these girls had to do scenes together. And she found out that the girl she was doing the scene with was sleeping with her husband. Ooh. Now, me, the Lord of Chaos here, I was loving that. I was loving it. I was loving every minute of it. But then afterwards, she tried to change the story, say, oh, Matt and I were together that whole time. No one believed her. It was like I was furious when she did that, And they thought that was funny. I was like, Matt, come on. We all know the real story. She was dating the cameraman, and then she cheated and slept with this dude, the star. We know she talked to you, but she didn't do anything. I was like, yeah, okay. But she was just crazy like that. But anyway, so crazy hookup didn't get. Another one, I had no idea that she liked me, but I think it's another one that Heather, pushed away. And Heather, if you're listening, I know you and Kirk sometimes listen to podcasts. If you're listening, if I misstated anything, just please let me know. But I think she also turned this other girl away from me, and this girl was crying too, and I didn't know what she was crying about, and she told me the story. Yeah, Heather said I wasn't too good. Now I see what she means. I was like, I don't know. Are you trying to get me too? Because no. She had a drug problem. I think she was over it at the time. I think she was getting over it now. But she knew I knew too, and she knew that was a big no for me. Like anyone anywhere near drugs, no way. And that really hurt her because I think she didn't know she had a chance. And then she did the drugs, and it got involved with the wrong crowd. And then a few years later, said, you could have been hooked up with Matt or whatever. And so she came running. I remember to my apartment one day crying about that. And I was like, well, I didn't say anything. I was like, yeah. But she's clean now. She went to she had just got out of rehab and everything. It was telling me this and this and that. And, maybe hanging out with me would be different. I was like, yeah, nah. I didn't want to do it. Scared to death. I remember in college, one of my friends, big air quotes on this, tried to hook me up with one of his friends. His friends, and I met her, and she walked away. And he said, "What'd you think?" I said, "She's not nice. I didn't want to be mean and rude, but it was still pissing me off that he was trying to hook me up." And he goes, "Oh yeah, and she's a lot better now." And I went, "What do you mean she's a lot better?" He's like, "Oh, I mean like she's seen a psychiatrist and everything." I was like, "Whoa, why is she seeing a psychiatrist?" "Well, she just got out of jail." Whoa, where'd she get out of jail?" "Well, she stabbed her last boyfriend." "She stabbed her last boyfriend?" "Yeah, he didn't die, but he went to the hospital and he was in critical condition for a while. But Matt, he was a real big jerk. But she got really mad and she just started stabbing him." And so I was like, and this is the person you wanted to hook me up with?" all the hookups weren't bad. I mean, the matchmaking wasn't that bad. There was one, my good friends, I have two good friends, Alan and Casey. I miss them so much. They were my friends when everyone else was gone. I think Bruce had gotten married and moved away. Will, his brother, I was good friends with, had moved away. Patrick, my friend from high school, had moved away. I mean, everyone that I was hanging out with had moved away. And I really didn't have any friends. And it was a dangerous time because I was happy. I mean, weekends were alone time for me, a quiet time, I didn't care. And I don't know how close I became a happy introvert. But as social as I am now, it's kind of hard to imagine. But I remember they were the only friends they latched on to me. And they invited me out to eat with them and watch movies with them. And I was like the third wheel. And they were so kind to do that. And I was so happy because I enjoyed both. I knew Alan, and I talked to him every Sunday when I see him at my church. And I never knew her, Casey. She was really quiet. And then she started talking and invited me to her birthday party and decided that, whenever she and Alan went out, I was going to go with them. So I was like, that's awesome. So someone to hang out with. So I was like the third wheel. But then she felt bad. Casey became my guardian. And she wanted to match make. And so she had her good friend Grace, who kind of reminded me a lot like Reese Witherspoon. Grace looked a lot like Reese Witherspoon. And we hung out a few times all together as a foursome. I knew what was going on, and I did not want to do it because I was like, no, please don't. I don't want to do matchmaking. I don't want to do that. But I remember one day, it was right after they'd gotten married, I think. I think they'd gotten married, and I was in their wedding, and we were at their house, and we were putting together puzzles. And I was like, you know what? This is just fun. It's just fun to hang out with Casey and Alan. And, Grace is going to be the fourth one. Then, maybe, why not? We should try this. And so after that night, because Casey knew that I was totally against it. I called her. I said, hey, look, give me Grace's number. I'm going to, or the next day I said, I think, hey, give me Grace's number. I'm going to call her out. I'll call her and ask her out, and we'll roll with this. Let's roll with this ball. We'll be a couple, and we'll hang out with you, and who knows? Maybe we'll move into the condo next to you years later. Who knows where to go. But that's I'm waving the white flag. You've been really kind to me over the years. I know you wouldn't hook me up with anyone crazy. And then she stopped me right there and said, Matt, no. I said, what do you mean no? She went, no, I don't want you with Grace. Supposedly Grace had said something or done something, I don't know what, that had just thrown Casey off. And Casey cut off friendship and said, you are not allowed, because supposedly this girl was interested and dating me. And she says, you are not allowed to call Matt, get near Matt, come near my house. She was so mad. And to this day, Casey has never told me. Maybe next time I see her around the holidays every once in a while when they come in to visit their parents. I need to tell her what, because she would refuse to tell me what it was that Grace did that just cut everything off. Not that it matters anymore, but it must have been really bad for Casey to say, because she was trying so hard to get me and Grace together. And when I finally gave in, something happened either that night after I left, or the next day she saw or heard or realized something she didn't know before, and she cut things off immediately and told her off and told her not to get near me, and and I'm not to get near her, and you don't want to know, man. But she's just, oh, no, she is not good for you, not good for you. I was like, okay. That was a lot of fun. And my favorite one, Steven, I really hope you're listening. I know Steven, my old roommate, listens to the podcast every once in a while. I really hope he's listening, because this is one. This is so funny. This involves him. His first wife, when he was dating his first wife, oh gosh, I think it was Jessica. I want to say it was Jessica, because I think they were both Jessicas. Anyway, I was his roommate. He was dating her, and they were about to, it was obvious they were getting married, engaged maybe too, but she had a roommate. His roommate, his girlfriend Jessica, had a roommate named Jessica, living in the same apartments, and she had just broken up with her boyfriend. It had been a couple weeks or a month or so, and she was really bummed about it, and she said, hey, maybe we can hook them up, because she would love a guy like Matt. And he's like, yeah. So he's trying to hook me up with Jessica's roommate, Jessica. And he's like, yeah, come on. And I was thinking, no. First, I'm not going to be anyone's rebound. I don't want to, us date and marry the same roommates, or whatnot. It's cheesy, But Steve was so gung ho. Oh, just come meet her. You love her. Oh, she's meet her. She's very cute. And I was like, no, when you say stuff like that, she's not. I don't know. If I did not want to get involved with that, I was like, no, dude, that's your cup of tea, man. You hang out at their. I never went to their apartment. Even though they lived in the same complex as us, I never went over to their apartment. He was always over there. They never came. Oh, well, Jessica came over here, but her roommate never did. But I was like, no, she's looking for a rebound. I don't want to be a rebound boyfriend, and I just don't want to do matchmaking. No, thank you whatsoever. And at his wedding, she came because she was in the wedding, and they introduced me. I swear she looked just like Jessica Simpson. I hope Steven's listening. If Steven comes this holiday season, we're going to talk about this. But I was like, what? She was already with another boyfriend, but we hung out anyway because I can't remember what happened. Steven's going to have to remind me. I had to go get something for the wedding or something. We were short, and I had to go make a run, and she got in the car with me, and we went off, and we had the best time ever, and her boyfriend wanted to know where she went. She was with me the whole time. And she was the one. This is back when I started my YouTube channel, because I told her I was going to start a YouTube channel, but I didn't know what it was going to be about. And she was the one that suggested the Superman video, the very first one I did. Because I said every year I went on and pranked the campus, and I said I'm going to do some videos, but I want to do something. Usually I just prank the campus by pretending I was a teacher, walking in there and writing Pig Latin 101 or something, some stupid class on the chalkboard, and going, wait a minute. Is this the third floor or the second floor? They go, this is the second floor. I went, oh, one more flight of stairs, I forgot. And then I'd leave. And they'd be like, what? Is there really? And I remember my best moment was when this girl goes, is there really a Pig Latin 101 class? And she was blonde. I really love doing that. Well, she told me to say, hey, you should do a Superman. You rip up your shirt and there'd be Superman running that thing. I was like, that's a awesome idea. That's the first video I'm going to make. And that's the first video I did. The first video on my channel is the Superman video, which went viral back then. It's got like 500,000 views or something. But it's because of her. She's the one because she gave me that great idea. But so I was like hitting him. I was like, you didn't tell me she looked like Jessica. She's like, I told you she was pretty. I said, yeah, I thought you were just saying that. But that's okay. That's okay. Again, no regrets. No regrets. Probably crazy now. It's probably crazy like a lot of women. But yeah, because I mean, if any of those would have happened, then I would not have been with 4 beautiful screaming kids every night on my own. We'll see you next time on Prince of the Universe.